What's good YouTube? In this video I'll be showing you how to create this thermal effect inside After Effects. It's a very versatile effect where you can create a variation of looks within this thermal effect, and I'll be going over 4 different ways that I create this thermal effect. So make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. So here in After Effects I have these 4 clips playing from the Yeat and Summers Go to Work music video, and for the first thermal effect what I'm going to do in order to get started is I'm going to add an adjustment layer, and I'm going to add an effect called tritone. I want to change the highlights, the midtones, and the shadows to get more of those like bright, vibrant colors that we see when it comes to thermal effects. So for the highlights, I'm going to have that blue color, and for the midtones, I'm going to have that more of an orange color, and then for the shadows, I'll change that to more of a yellow color. So this is how it looks so far. We're just creating the base of the effect. We're going to now add an effect called invert, and make sure to have this effect above the tritone effect. And now it doesn't feel as vibrant or as intense by making the blue highlight as the main color. We're going to now add an effect called fast box blur. Make sure to have that effect above the invert, and I'm going to increase the blur radius to 1. It is subtle, but it does make the thermal effect look a little more authentic by adding that blur. And then for our final effect, we're going to add an effect called noise and have that above all the other effects. I'm going to increase the amount of noise to 30, and this is the final look for our first thermal effect. Now moving on to our second thermal effect, I'm going to turn this off and create a new adjustment layer, and I'm going to add an effect called colorama to our adjustment layer. We're going to open up our output cycle. I'm going to get rid of the red, green, light blue, as well as the purple, and in order to get rid of those, all you have to do is click on the triangle and just drag it out, and that just gets rid of each color. And we're going to keep these two. I'm going to bring down the yellow and bring the blue over to the other side, create another yellow, and make it the same exact color as the yellow we have right now. In order to do that, just grab the color picker and select that color, bring that over to the other side. I'm going to create an orange color, make that orange a little darker, and then create a purple color. I'm going to make that purple a little darker around there and just drag it a little closer towards the blue. I'm just going to bring this blue down just a little more. Actually going to bring up the intensity of that purple and have it around there. We're going to now open up our input phase and adjust the phase shift. You can adjust it according to your footage and just go for whatever look that you like. I'm going to have mine at around 235. I think that looks good. I'm going to add a glow to this just to make it pop out a little more, and make sure it's above the colorama. I'm going to increase the glow threshold to 80%. It does make the highlights pop out a little more. That is the final look for this thermal effect. Now moving on to our third thermal effect, we're going to add another adjustment layer. Turn that one off, and I'm going to add a tritone to this one. And just to make it easier, I'll just add the same exact colors that I used for the first one. And in order to do that, click the effect and Control C and go to the adjustment layer and Control V, and that just applies the exact same colors. I'm going to add a uni glow above this effect. Just by doing that, it already makes the effect look even better. So we have that off, the highlights don't pop out as much, and if we have that on, colors pop out more and makes it look more like that thermal look that we're going for. After adding the uni glow effect, I'm going to add an invert. Make sure it's above, because if we have that underneath the tritone, it creates a completely different color to it. So make sure to have the invert above the tritone. We're going to now add a noise to this. I'm going to increase the amount of noise to 30%. For our final effect, we're going to add a heat wave to this, and you're going to need the Red Giant Universe plugin in order to create this effect. I'm going to increase the heat intensity to 30, and now if we play this is the final look for our third thermal effect. And the heat wave just adds extra energy to this effect and just creates that movement with the thermal effect. And now moving on to our final thermal effect, I'm going to add a new adjustment layer. We're going to add a colorama to this, and if we open up our output cycle, there is a use preset palette where there are many different presets that we can use depending on what your footage looks like or whatever look that you're going for. I personally liked the fire one the best. I think that just looks so clean. It's kind of similar to adding a tritone where you have the highlights, midtones, as well as the shadows. Go through the presets and find whatever look that you're going for. I'm going to then add a noise to this and have that above our colorama. Increase the amount of noise to 25%, and then for the final effect, I'm going to add a glow to this. Have that above all the effects. I'm going to increase the size to 50 and bring down the intensity to 0.5. That is the final look for this thermal effect. Definitely looks really dope with that fire preset, as well as just adding the noise and the glow in order to really make the effect pop out more. And that is all there is for this video. If you guys found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.